Let that sink in. More snow. Then Switzerland. The place that literally has a red flag with a white snowflake in the middle. Technically a cross. But same vibes. Let's be honest. When someone says Alps, you immediately picture a Swiss postcard. A blonde lady in a puffy jacket sipping hot cocoa beside a log cabin, while cowbells ring in the distance and someone in lederhosen plays the accordion with deep, tragic passion. But if someone says Australian Alps, your brain does a confused double take and goes, wait. Isn't that where people hike in summer, get chased by emus and argue about which flavor of Tim Tam is superior? Well, grab your snow boots and a meat pie because we're heading up the Aussie Alps to uncover the bizarre truth. Let's start with the basics. Yes, Australia has Alps. They're located in the southeastern part of the country, mostly in New South Wales and Victoria, spreading across the snowy mountains, the Victorian Alps, and into the Kosciuszko National Park. Mount Kosciuszko, Australia's highest peak, stands tall like a proud but slightly modest cousin compared to the towering monsters of Europe. But don't underestimate it. This mountain throws shade while snow like a pro. So how on earth does Australia, known for beach cricket and BBQs, outsnow the snowy stereotype of Switzerland? The answer lies in a weirdly romantic affair between altitude, location, and good old-fashioned meteorological chaos. The Australian Alps are uniquely positioned to grab moisture-laden air straight from the ocean and spin it into snowfall like a barista frothing milk. These ranges catch cold fronts off the Southern Ocean and funnel them like a snowmaking machine set to turbo mode. And when it snows in the Aussie Alps, it doesn't play around. The region transforms from dry gum trees to pine tree impersonators overnight. You know those car commercials where an SUV drives through untouched white powder, with dramatic music and someone whispering freedom? Yeah. That's the Aussie Alps in winter. Except someone's probably wearing shorts and yelling, "Oi mate, watch me do a showy on skis." Let's zoom in on a few iconic places. Thredbo, Perisher, Mount Hotham, Falls Creek, and Mount Buller. These resorts are not only legit snow magnets but also home to some of the quirkiest snowgoers you'll ever meet. Australians approach snow like they approach most things, laid back, slightly chaotic, and very entertaining. You'll find snowboarders in budgie smugglers, people skiing with inflatable kangaroos strapped to their backs, and someone yelling, "Tissy," every time they land a jump. You might even see a bloke building a snowman with a Bunnings sausage for a nose. And don't be surprised if a local casually says, "Yeah mate, reckon we'll shred the slopes this arvo, then hit the servo for a meat pie." Because that's the most Australian après-ski sentence you'll ever hear. And here's the twist in the snow globe. Switzerland actually gets less snow in terms of total volume across the Alps. Why? Because their mountains are so tall, much of the snow either blows off, gets compacted, or turns into glaciers that hang around like cold, ancient ghosts. Also, climate change is shrinking Switzerland's snow cover faster than you can say, melted Toblerone. The Aussie Alps, being lower and more temperate, get consistent snowfall and actually retain it better in certain months. Plus, Australian ski resorts are experts in snowmaking. You know those giant fans blowing mist into the air? That's not a giant humidifier for koalas, it's snow cannon magic. Perisher, for example, has one of the largest snowmaking systems in the Southern Hemisphere. That means even when Mother Nature is lazy, Aussie snowmakers are out there, turning water into winter like snow wizards. Now let's address the elephant in the ski lodge. Australians are so surprised by their own snowfall that many don't even believe it until they're face-first in powder. There's something deeply hilarious about an Aussie who has lived their whole life near Bondi Beach, suddenly trying to figure out how to walk on ice like a baby deer in thongs. It's slapstick comedy meets National Geographic. "Mate, I thought snow was just dandruff from the sky," one bloke was overheard saying at Mount Hotham while trying to make a snow angel that accidentally turned into a snow worm. And then there's the wildlife. Unlike Switzerland's polite marmots and ibexes, Australian snowfields might feature wombats burrowing under snowbanks, wallabies hopping through flurries, and cockatoos screaming insults from iced-up gum trees. You'll be halfway through your cocoa when a possum tries to steal your muffin. Nature here doesn't hibernate. It hustles. Speaking of cocoa, Aussie snow resorts have fully embraced the comfort food game with a twist. Yes, you'll find hot chocolates and mulled wine, but also schnitzels, parmas, chicken salt chips, and the ever-present Vegemite toast. And let's not forget the crowd pleaser, snow bacon rolls, which are just bacon rolls that cost $14.50 because they're served at 1,800 meters above sea level. A major part of the Aussie snow charm is that it feels familiar. There's no class hierarchy of ski versus snowboard, no fashion police watching your jacket brand. Everyone's out there to have a laugh, fall over spectacularly, and warm up in a log cabin that somehow plays Triple J on the radio. Let's not forget the annual Bogong Moth Festival. No, this isn't a typo. There are actual moths, massive ones that migrate through the Alps during snow season. And they love lodge lights. Imagine chilling in your cabin and 1,000 goth butterflies invade your Netflix night. Welcome to Nature Aussie Edition. And when it's time to leave, do you think the Alps let you go quietly? No, sir, you'll be snowed in, chains on tires, roads that turn into icy slides, and drivers who think 4WD means four-dimensional whiplash device. But even then, Aussies keep it cheerful. One snowplow driver at Falls Creek once towed a car and delivered a meat pie to the driver before dropping them off at the cafe. That's mountain hospitality, down under style. What's funnier still is the disbelief foreigners have when they visit. Swiss tourists often stand in the snow with arms crossed, going, "This is absurd. Your snow is fluffy." Hans. It's fluffy, it's fabulous, and it's in Australia. Let that blow your Toblerone apart. To top it all off, climate researchers and weather data nerds now point out that Australia, thanks to positioning, ocean currents, and air pressure systems, can receive heavier snow dumps in certain years than the European Alps. It's not consistent every year, but when it happens, it's a blizzard party with eucalyptus-scented wind. So next time someone says Switzerland has the best snow, hit them with this truth bomb. Mate, the Aussie Alps get more snow. And you get to eat a sausage roll while skiing. Beat that.